Namaste, beautiful yogis. Hi, it's Nicole here. I'm filming this class coming to you from Lake Atitilan. So Lake Atitilan is a small community in the northwest highlands of Guatemala. So what you can see behind me here is a crater lake. So this was once an active volcano, and the ridges that you see in terms of the mountains have created this wonderful, wonderful lake here. So I'm hoping that you can hear the sounds of nature behind me, also the beautiful boats. So the world is actually awakening here in Guatemala this morning. So what more than a beautiful place to bring to you a flow from the earth. So I hope you enjoy the class. So just take your seat and get ready. So bring the things that you need, such as your mat. You may need to have some blocks and things to support your practice this morning. So just take some time to sit and ground. And I just want to share with you some of my experiences whilst you're getting ready. So the first couple of weeks here in Central America, I spent in a place called Sayulita, and I practiced at a beautiful garden studio, unlike Sundara Yoga in Townsville, a studio called Paradiso. The teacher there, she ran gentle Hatha based classes, which were just so lovely. So it was so great as a student to receive the teachings from another teacher. So she was lovely. Her name was Jess. She was Canadian. And coming here to Lake Atitilan. Lake Atitilan is the spiritual and yoga community of Guatemala. So there are lots of interesting workshops, everything from cacao ceremonies to Reiki, to traditional sweat houses in terms of Guatemalan saunas. Today, for example, I'm going to have a lovely aromatherapy massage. So there's lots of things to keep you interested and engaged in spirituality. And I think that's certainly an important thing when I travel, is that I still need some self-care and still need an opportunity to practice. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to attend a studio when you travel. So yesterday, actually, an experience that I will share with you, which is I came into a studio unbeknownst to the schedule and unbeknownst to what the class was on offer. And traditionally I'm trained in Hatha yoga, and I practice more gentle flow yoga rather than what was actually advertised on this particular timetable, which was a Ashtanga series, primary series 1. So rather than kind of letting my ego get in the way of my practice, I sat and held the space for myself, and my intention always, when it is that I practice or whenever it is that I teach, is that always come from a place of real body awareness and real body love. So the Ashtanga series is a very dynamic, very structured way to deliver asana. So I was very much challenged in the class physically, but I still found opportunities to realign my body rather than letting the asana take over. So that's, I guess, another key message for when we're practicing in these beautiful, abundant bodies of ours, is that we always want to maintain a level of awareness around how it is that we want to practice, rather than letting the fear of the complexity of the asana take over. So that's what I kind of wanted to share with you. I made it through the Ashtanga series, a 90-minute class, and I feel actually really great today. So I did actually challenge myself into some asana that I hadn't practiced for some time, and very beautifully I came into inversion supported headstand Shavasana with ease and grace. So we always end traditionally we would end a class with an inversion. So it was just a lovely way to practice. So thank you, Namaste David, who was the teacher. He was so great. All right, so today's class themed a flow from the earth. So I just thought, because we're in this nature, we're actually in this environment, it's so abundant with energy. So I dedicate this practice to protection, to honour, and to ground, and to draw in these ancient wisdoms of this ancient land. So I'm actually in Mayan territory, Mayan ceremonial territory. So this soul connection that we have with the earth, I honour this with grace, love and kindness. So now that you've found your seat, just your comfortable seat position, starting the class this morning in Sukhasana, cross legs. Let's take a mudra, so let's take a seal. So let's take the index finger and the thumb, let's have the palms facing up. And let's just come in to find the breath. Perhaps this is the first breath, real conscious breath of the morning. So you're sitting to earth, chest slightly lifts, the chin, paying attention to the distance between the shoulders and the ears, so the shoulders are down the back. Imagine perhaps a beautiful angelic light pulling the head towards the sky, but also the conduit of the energy is grounding down to Mother Earth. So the spinal column is straight, the shoulders are forward, the heart is lifted, and you're listening to the rhythm of your natural breath. Rise and fall of the breath. Inhale through the nose, and the exhale is out the nose. Inhaling, drawing in the life force through the nostrils, the spaciousness, the slight pause at the top of the breath, and the exhale is the release. And in doing so, you're feeling this connection, this grounding, this stability. You're feeling really strong in your body. So when we earth in the practice, we come into our body rather than raising the energy through the high chakras. So I want you to feel strong and secure. I want you to feel your body's rhythm. So drop into this space of the body. So drop into the feet, drop into the legs, drop into the knees. So essentially focusing the energy from the navel into Sarisvana, into Muladhara. The base is strong. You are supported in the arms of the earth. And as you're continuing this breath, now we're just joining together with hands into Samastiti here, into prayer pose, into the pose of focus. And I'm just going to open the class with the chant of Om. You're welcome to join me with the chant. So on the next inhalation, and slightly just bowing the head, so ducking the chin towards the chest. And that's just cupping the left hand and the right hand, so the right hand on the chest, left hand hugging the heart, and just bowing the head into the heart and establishing a beautiful relationship with your practice of Sankalpa. So this morning I honour the ancient lands. I ask Spirit for connection to the soul. I offer gratitude. So whatever that connection is with your practice, just honour that for a few sacred breaths. And let's just lift the head, and let's just all smile together as we now bring the arms up over the head, elbows into the ears. The exhale is the release, grounding the tops of the fingers, pushing the hands up over the head, elbows into the ears. You may well look up. The exhale is the release, so making sure that we're still grounding, so the breath and the flow, the breath and the movement. Inhale, exhale, exhale, release. Drawing the arms up over the head. And then the next exhalation, bringing the right hand, even the spring of the fingers, if we can't actually get the elbow to the floor, just working into the pose. So with your left arm, scooping the energy up, looking up and lifting up out of the armpit socket, and getting that lovely release across the left hand side of the waist. Exhale, release. Once again, working into your body, grounding nice and strong into the practice. Raising the arm up, so elbows connected, hands connected, out into the armpit, and release a little deeper. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. That's it. Beautiful flow. And now just coming in to find your seat. And I don't know if you can see here in front of me, but I actually have some beautiful stones to support me. Lodestone is the bomb for attracting what you desire. And it has a strong ability to connect you with the earth. It's strong for manifesting. It's strong for abundance and protection. It's actually the shaman stone. And I have blue celestite with me as well. So blue celestite is about protection for my spirit. And it's a conduit of loving energy between myself and my guides. It's just magnificent. So continue here with your flow. Just winding and awakening the body very gently, very slowly. And now let's just come into lifting the heart center, lifting the space as we ground and we flow here. It's beautiful practice from the earth to the sky. And what better place to practice this on the side of a volcanic lake in ancient Guatemala. That's it. Breath and flow. Now, as we come to a stable position, we're going to be taking our tabletop position this morning. So coming into stack. So once again, 5-pointed stars into the knuckles really strong. Into the earth here. So 5-pointed stars. I want the navel locked up. I want you to stack hips and knees and flatten through the feet. And I want your drishti or your focal point to come to the floor. And the first option here is we're just going to wag the tail. So just opening the spine here. So moving the tailbone side to side, inhale, and exhale. So it's kind of like wagging the dog in terms of the tail. Inhale, exhale. Feels good. Okay, so back to stable. And now the next inhale, we're going to be rising the chest and the chin. So making that fist with the navel, pushing the arms into the floor. And the exhale, shooting the buttocks back, opening the chest, raising the chest high. Maybe release any tension out of the face. The tongue is forward. Next inhale, back to tabletop. Exhale. Really awakening the spine through the chest. Exhale. Beautiful. Next inhale. Exhale. So continue the flow. So let's see if we can release any tension through the back of the neck. And exhale. That's it. So now come back to the buttocks, back towards the backs of the heels. So sitting the buttocks onto the heels. We're coming into a baby Surya Namaskar. So a seated Surya Namaskar. So come into Navasana. Easy Navasana. The buttocks is back to the feet. Palms facing up. Just enjoy the stretch through the front of the legs. Pelvic bowls tilted forward. Shoulders are soft. Next inhale, over the head. Exhale, hands through the heart. Inhale. Let's drop into extension of child's pose. Couple of breaths here. Next inhale, gathering all the energy, scooping the energy in and up, chin and chest to floor. Flat of the tummy, move the hands back to in between the breastbone and the waist. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Elbows into the side body. Next inhale, upward facing dog. Knees to the floor. Next exhale, coming back via your tabletop. Scooping the arms back behind you, raising the arms up over the head. And back towards the heart. Inhale, floating yourself forward. Inhale, scooping chin and chest to floor. Flat of the tummy, moving the hands to adjust. Bhujangasana Cobra. Elbows into the side. Upward facing dog. Rolling back. Getting ready to scoop the arms back up and open, lifting the heart up. Giving yourself space to breathe. Exhale. Into the heart. Next inhale. Rising the arms forward over the head, dipping the head down. Allowing the spine to release. Next inhale. Scooping chin and chest to floor. That's it. Flat of the tummy. Bhujangasana Cobra. Elbows into the side. Upward facing dog. Knees to the floor. Inhale. That's it. Scooping the arms back. Up and open. Exhale. Final rotation. Inhale. Extension. Allowing the spine. Getting ready for new breath. That's it. Inhale. Feeling the body. Bhujangasana Cobra. Upward facing dog. And back to take. Buttocks back to the heels. Sitting here, starting to lift the energy through the breath. Starting to awaken and open the body. So the asana actually starts to build the heat gently, and when we build the heat gently, the prana is able to flow, and it feeds the vital organs of the body. It's just magnificent. So let's maintain the focal point on the breath, coming back to take tabletop, turning the toes. Let's turn the toes back, and firstly coming into our downward facing dog. So our first downward facing dog, we perhaps just want to come into tilting. Firstly, bending the knees and seeing how that feels for the spine, and then slowly releasing the feet. So it's kind of like you're just crabbing or walking the dog. So just feel the energy back into the backs of the feet. So we want to make sure elbows, shoulders down the back. So what we don't want is to have the hips forward. We want to have the hips tilted back. Nice length. Continue to walk the dog. That's it. Come back to take tabletop. Raising the arms back and up. Exhale, hands through the heart. Come back to take tabletop, turning the toes back. Downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Shavasana. Stable downward facing dog. So we're holding here, but not holding the breath. So remember your breath regulation. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Being strong here, strong in your body. Up to the spring of the toes. Back to the knees, buttocks back to knees. Raising now the heart up. Extending the arms, looking up. Exhale, hands through the heart. Coming back to take tabletop. Turning toes once again, downward facing dog. So just checking in with your posture. So once again, you may want to bend the knees. Make sure you've got the tilt in the hips and fly the feet back. That's it, holding, strong, so the energy back into the legs. That's it, breath. Next inhale up to the spring of the toes, taking buttocks back to heels. Raising up and open. Exhale, hands into heart. Final flow as we awaken. Downward facing dog. That's it. Feeling strong in your body. Capable. Okay, Okay, so next inhale, bringing ourselves forward into Malasana. So into our squat pose. So this morning having hands out in front. Grounding, earthing really strong. So if you can't have the heels to the floor, just use your blocks underneath your heels. Next inhale, bring hands into elbows, locking to the inside edge of the knees, lifting and raising the heart, hands in prayer pose. Now we're going to be coming into our archer pose. So the left arm, inside edge of the left knee, right arm. Let's look up, twisting around. Strong energy here to maintain the focus. Exhale, release. Hands into prayer. Next inhale, the right hand inside edge of the right knee. Twisting and opening the heart. That's it, breath. Strong. Next inhale. Both hands into the inside edges of the knees. Once again, we're nearly there. Hands out in front. Look out for focus, poise, strength, grounding. Forward focus, strong. Next inhale. Spring of the hands if you would like. Meandering the feet back. So let's have the feet focused forward. Let's bend the knees, have the chest resting on the knees, and let's just flop ourselves forward. So elongating the spine, the ribs around the spine, and grabbing onto the outside edges of the elbows, and just surrendering in here. So to surrender means we're being compassionate with ourselves. We're not fighting the ego. Surrender in here. Next inhale, let's see if we can actually grab onto, with the thumb and the index finger, onto our big toes. And let's move the elbows in so they can kind of connect and the eyelids of the elbows focused forward. Let's see if we can lift and lengthen the legs, and let's fold the head forward. So variation of Uttanasana. Grounding the feet, so lifting. So visualize lifting the pelvic tilt. So the bunda or the belly, the navel up the back, that's it. So next inhale, let's just release the elbows out. Let's see if we can go a little deeper into the fold. That's it. So let's now raise the heart forward, Adho Uttanasana. Let's bend the knees, hands behind us, and let's slowly raise the arms up and overhead. Start bending the back. Exhale, hands through to prayer pose. Hands to the side, and I'm just going to turn my back so I can actually see the beautiful mountain behind us. So we're going to be taking mountain pose. So Tadasana. So of course in our Tadasana pose we're rolling the outside edges of the feet down. Palms are soft, shoulders down the back, where this conduit or vehicle of energy from the earth to the sky. So the next inhalation, let's raise the arms up over the head. And what I'm going to do is turn around so you can see my hand position. So the first option is we're coming into a bind with the hands. So if we can, just grab onto the elbows behind the back. Still maintaining this focus, opening the heart, softening the shoulders. Steady and strong here. So just noticing any tension that exists through the chest, any tension that exists through the shoulders, and just drop the shoulders. Next inhale, let's raise the arms up over the head. And the next variation, the next option is to come into prayer pose, but reverse prayer pose. So reversing the hands behind the back. And staying here to settle. Once again, a deeper release. Deeper release for the shoulders. A couple more breaths here. And we now release the arms up over the head, hands through to Samastitihi. Let's take to the top of the mat now. So we're going to be coming into Surya Namaskar A, the Sun Salutation A. So I'm going to be guiding the practice for 3 rhythms. So if you need to take a rest throughout the practice, then come back into take Balasana or take your beautiful rest pose. So coming in to find the top of the mat, grounding, remember this is a flow for you and the earth. Inhale up over the head. The exhale is to float yourself forward. Inhale is to lift the heart. Exhale, flutter the hands. Right leg followed by the left, downward facing dog. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Yogi's choice, we just to come into either your transition from into Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and your downward facing dog, or you take your variations. Next inhale, right foot forward into the high lunge, left foot forward into forward fold. Ground the feet, raise the energy up. Inhale, exhale is the release. Continue the left side, inhale, exhale, flow forward. Inhale, raise the heart. Exhale, left leg, followed by the right. Downward facing dog. That's it. Find your body. Be present in your body. Next inhale, so I can take the variation, the knees to the floor, coming through to scoop up. So Bhujangasana, upward facing dog. Variation to take through tabletop, turning the toes back, downward facing dog. Next inhale, left leg forward into the high lunge, right leg forward into forward fold, grounding the feet, raising up. Exhale is the release. Let's continue to flow. Right side now. And you take your variations. Take what works for your body. Downward facing dog. Right leg forward, high lunge. Left leg forward, Uttanasana. Ground the feet. Raise up. Exhale, release. Left side. Feel yourself flow. That's it. Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, flutter the hands. Left leg. Followed by the right. Downward facing dog. Taking the variation as well. Working with your beautiful body, outward facing dog. Either via tabletop or straight to down dog. Beautiful practice. That's it. Exhale, release. Ground the feet. Raise up. and the final rotation. So I won't guide this practice, you just come into the right side and left, and we'll be back in Tadasana. Take a rest here. Beautiful sun salute, sun salutation A. So the next inhalation, the right leg's going to be coming forward, left leg back. So let's come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So with our triangle pose, left leg strong into the body here. So let's tilt the left hips back. So we want to have a nice flat plane of the hips, rotating the hips back, grounding and being strong in the feet. The right arm can come forward to kind of guide us into our beautiful Trikonasana triangle. The other option is to bring and run the energy through the inside edge of the knee. So what we don't want to do is drop into the pose. We want to be maintaining an open heart. So I find it's beautiful to actually look up if you can, but still maintaining the connection on the breath. Okay, so slowly, so don't attacking Trikonasana, it's a beautiful pose. So you can rest under your shin. If you want to go a little deeper, onto the foot. And then when you're ready, ground the feet. Raise the arm. Beautiful Trikonasana, the triangle. Strong pose. That's it. That's it. So now let's just flatter the hands, turning that left foot back, right foot downward facing dog. You may want to come on the vinyasa, completely optional. Otherwise, we'll now just meet you back with the Trikonasana on the left side. So the left foot is forward, the right foot comes back. So let's tilt that right foot, that right hip back. And once again, find the hip nice and long here, and making that beautiful shape for the body. Strong in the feet, rounding, raising up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Shooting the ribs up the back, navel back. That's it. That length through the waist, open. So it's kind of like rolling the waist back. That's it. Beautiful. Trikonasana. Okay, so once again, rotating. Spring of that right foot, flat of the hands. Left foot comes back. Opposite end of the mat. So you can see me and the vinyasa. That's it. So let's come back now to a wide leg forward fold. So both feet towards, hands towards the waist. Let's lift the heart. Let's look up, hips forward, and in one motion. First option, second level. And if we can't touch the floor, let's use blocks. So let's just move the hands a little further forward. So come into a nice flat back. And just get the rhythm of the release in the hamstrings. Whew. So let's start to move the hands a little further back in towards the fold. So first option, right hand. So underneath in terms of the shoulder. So stacking the shoulder, elbow in the wrist. Next option is to raise up, come into your twist. That's it. Navel towards the back. That's it. Next option, left hand. Once again, stacking, making sure that you've got nice mobility, nice connection to the earth with the hand, stacking the elbow and the shoulder when you're ready. So this could be enough for you here. You may not want to come into the twist. Beautiful for the digestive system. Exhale, release. So we're going to be coming back a little further into the pose here. So the next option is to come into, see if we can actually start to move the head towards the floor. Beautiful options here. It's completely optional. The next level. Strong in the feet. Raising the arms up. So the next option is to bring both hands, if we can, to the outside edges of the feet. Coming deeper into your forward fold. And grabbing onto the toes perhaps. Finding your space in your body. You may just want to bend the knees slightly as well. It's sometimes quite nice for the hips. Feeling strong in the legs. Strong and grounded. That's it. So next option, straighten the legs if the legs were bent. Hands to the waist. Raising yourself up. Turning the right foot to the top of the mat, left foot comes to meet Samastitihi. Standing strong in your body. Breathing. That's it. So the next option is we're coming into Virabhadrasana 2, so the warrior 2. So the left leg comes forward, right leg back. Heel to arch alignment, so we're making sure that the arch into the heel, they're really connected here. So let's bring the arms up to shoulder height. So we want to lift from the waist, suck that belly in nice and strong, and shoot this left hip back and come into your warrior pose. So in terms of the lunge, what we don't want to do is lunge too far forward over the knee, over the ankle. So we want to maintain this strength. Beautiful warrior pose. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Beautiful. Exhale is the release. Let's rotate that right foot and then the left foot to the opposite side of the mat. Once again, focusing on lunge forward, raising the arms up. Focal point out the front of your fingertips. Virabhadrasana to warrior two. Engage that back hip. Beautiful. So release that left leg. Let's turn that left foot and the right foot again. Coming into Virabhadrasana 2 again. We're going to reverse the warrior. So coming in to find warrior strong pose here. Beautiful. Now let's scoop and lift. So still maintain the integrity in the pose. Beautiful lift of the heart. Exhale. Release that right leg, turn the right foot. Turning that left foot once again. Finding your warrior pose, the inner goddess within. Shooting the arms forward. And a beautiful flow. Lift the chest. Lift the heart. Beautiful. And exhale. Is the release turning once again. So now we're going to be coming into our lunge forward. So taking onto the spring of the left foot, coming into a high lunge. That's it. Grounding the hands, right leg back, downward facing dog. Now the left leg forward into that high lunge. So really coming into the front of the glute there, the front of the hip, raising the arms up. In terms of, sorry, raising the head forward, the heart up. That's it. Flow of the hands, left leg back, downward facing dog. Out here, a few breaths. Strong in your down dog, particularly after those warrior sequences. Next, inhale, right leg forward into the high lunge, and the left leg turning so we can actually take Virabhadrasana to warrior two, and a transition from warrior two, Parsvottanasana, extended side angle pose. So let's just place the right arm palm facing up, and let's just twist and open from the waist. Let's raise the left arm up. Keep the extension in the pose. You may also want to extend it over the top of the head. And then the next option is to run the energy the inside of the leg with the right arm and raise and up. Dropping into the hip. Strong pose here. Next, inhale, flutter the hands, spring at the fingers, right leg back, downward facing dog. So the next, inhale, left leg forward. I'm just going to be changing position, but your left leg is forward. Virabhadrasana. Coming into your warrior. And extended side angle. Palm facing up, left side. This could be enough for you. This is beautiful. Okay. The extension over the head. You may want to come a little deeper into the pose. Not losing the integrity or the fierceness in the pose. hands to the floor, left leg back, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Left leg forward. That's it. Coming up to take. Exhale, ease the release. So it wouldn't be a practice by a mountainside leg without a beautiful flow for the heart. So let's once again just come into Surya Namaskar. So I'm just going to allow you to just feel the heat and energy rising in the body. So we're just going to be coming into 2 sun salutations as we start to wind the practice down. So the inhale up over the head. Exhale, float yourself forward. Inhale, raise the heart. Exhale. Right leg followed by the left. Taking your vinyasa. Exhale. That's it. Left leg forward. Ground and up and open. Exhale, ease the release. So slight variation here. If you would like to try, so ground the feet. Let's lift the left leg. You may want to come into Virabhadrasana 3. Warrior 3. Exhale. Bring yourself back. Just improvising with your final sun salute. That's it. That's it. Beautiful. And the release. Round the feet. Over the head. Exhale, release. So the right leg is forward. Left leg comes back to 45 degrees. And remember our reverse prayer pose. So if we can come into reverse prayer behind the back, stacking the feet, shooting the hips back, so it's that left hip that rocks back. Elevating your spine forward and coming into forward fold. You may want to bend off slightly that knee. If you can create the space and the stability in the pose, a little deeper. That's it. Exhale. Bringing your hands, stabilizing your feet, hands up over the head. And exhale through to the heart. So let's now just rotate the feet the opposite direction. So 45 degrees with that right foot. The left foot now is leading forward, hands behind prayer. Or if that's not an option, is just grab the elbows. So let's just try whichever variation works for you. Strong legs, tilting those hips back, folding yourself forward. And release. Strong hands. Up. Nice little back bend. Exhale, release. Turning the feet back. And just moving those hips. As we slowly now start to wind ourselves down to the earth. So let's come into Janus. So into staff pose, just removing any spare flesh outside the buttocks, palms of the hands facing down, on the side of the buttocks, feet towards the heart. Lift the heart. Engage the quadriceps. Engage the core. So the eyelets of the elbows are focused forward. Next inhalation, raising the arms, elbows into the ears, up over the head, raising the pelvic tilt and tilting ourselves forward and leading with the chin. So if we're leading with the chin, we can just get a little bit more space and distance in your forward fold. So the first option is to place the hands onto the sides of the legs, raise the chest. Next option, grabbing onto the toes, but also nice long arms. So I want you to shoot the navel back here. Continue with your breath. That's it, relax. Engage the hamstrings. Next, inhale, flat of the hands. So the elbows, if they can, come to the outside edge of the shins. And then starting to maybe come a little further forward into your fold. You may want to also, if you can, have the length, or options are also to use a strap around the edges of the feet. Is to help yourself into the seated forward fold. Beautiful pose for introspection, starting to wind the body down. Strong and connected to the earth. Next inhale, let's place the hands side of the buttocks. Slowly wind the spine up, lifting the heart. And I can just see the sun peeking out over the jungle here. I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but it's shining in my face. Beautiful energy of the sun. So for the next inhalation, what I'd like you to do, if it's okay for the knee, is to bring the left knee behind you here. So the flat of the foot, the flat of the front of the ankle and the foot, and stacking onto, just making sure you're squared off onto the base, squared off onto the hips, flexing that right foot towards the heart. This could be enough for you here. So we're stacking the hips back, so nice and kind of square on the base. Sometimes what I like to use, I just don't have it with me, is a nice prop underneath my right hip. So that just squares me off. And the next inhalation is to start the fold forward. Gradually, but engage the foot back towards the heart here. Breathe here, strong pose. Next inhale, let's raise yourself up. So the right hand inside edge of the right foot, and just using the leverage of the beautiful twist, twisting around so you can look out over the left side of the shoulder and opening and twisting the heart. Beautiful. So let's release that left leg, adjusting the sit bones and coming into the right side now. So you may be starting to feel the body start to cool. So once again, adjusting into the pose. The left foot towards the heart, sitting back into the sit bones. developing the rotation forward. Beautiful, easing into the pose, so not attacking the asana. That's it, so finding wherever that leverage is, a couple more breaths. Beautiful. So once again, it's just running the hand inside edge of the left foot and slowly turning and twisting. So I'm going to be behind you, just twisting. And nice release in the lower back. Lifting a little higher into the spine, lifting a little higher into the chest. So inhale for length, exhale a little deeper into the twist. Release that left leg. Lovingly invite the legs to take their place. And now our final series of twists. So the right leg comes across the outside edge of the knee. So it's kind of like a fist length between the foot and the leg. So let's sitting up nice and high. This could be your option here into the twist, half lord of the fishes pose. So the left arm, outside edge of the right knee, swing of the hand, coming round into your twist, flexing that left leg, the left foot towards the heart. Inhale for length, exhale a little deep into the twist. Slowly release, right leg over the left, and left leg. Once again, adjusting the body in. So this could be enough for you here. This is beautiful. Making sure the heart is lifted. Beautiful. So the spring of the hand. Breathing. Inhale for length. Exhale a little deeper into the twist. And then exhale, release. Okay, so slowly now just finding our way back to take the feet towards the buttocks. Setu Bandha, Setu, our bridge pose, Setu Bandhu. So the palms of the hands are facing down, the feet towards the buttocks. And let's see if we can just come onto the ridges of the shoulder blades. You may want to just grab the feet for the first option, lift the pelvis. So we don't want the knees or the legs splayed out to the side, we want the knees focused forward. Next option is to clasp the hands underneath the shoulders, knees focused forward, lift the chest. Lift the belly, watch the neck. Continue with your breath here. So for 3, 2, 1. So slowly each vertebrae from the top of the spine, release the legs ever so gently. Just make some movements of the lower spine, the lumbar. And let's just try that for second rotation. So you just take your option. Next option, once again, finding the space in between the shoulders. Lifting, breathing. Bridge pose. That's it. And slowly release. And for the final time, final back bend. So once again, you just take your variation. So slowly. Feel the lift in the pelvic area. The chin's towards the chest. And the release. Let's now release the legs, just windscreen wipers here. That's it, enjoying turning the spine to its natural space, its natural equilibrium. That's it. So let's place the feet strong to the earth. Let's bring the knees into the chest. That's it, wind release pose. So hugging the knees in nice and tight. And I want to lift the legs now. Watch the toes. Place the hands to the floor. Viparita, legs up the wall. Beautiful perspective to start to end the practice in this magnificent location. You want to bring the arms up over the head, palms facing up. Open the heart here, soften the shoulders, and the rib cage. Smile. Release any tension through the face. Once again, knees into the chest. And let's bring both knees now across the side of the body. With that right arm, let's wave the right arm up and open. Let's look out to the right side. And let's now rotate the legs the opposite side. Knees into the chest, hugging the energy in. Knees off to the right. That magnificent view behind me. Opening the left side. Coming into that twist. Grounding that shoulder on the left side. Palm is facing up. Beautiful. And that's supporting the knees once again to come back into the chest. And that's now adjusting our clothing, getting ourselves into a state where we can take our final rest, Shavasana. So let's lengthen out the legs, palms are facing up, feet slightly off to the side. So we want to just create some length and space. So ordinarily what I would do in Shavasana is I'd come around and do some micro adjustments of the legs and the neck and the hands. So just feeling now your opportunity to connect back with your physical body. It's been a strong physical class for the legs to ground you back into your body. Beautiful flow for the earth. Feeling strong, connected and grounded. So just letting yourself fall into the arms of the earth. And we're not controlling the breath, we're just letting the breath be the breath. We are at this point in the practice being breathed. So you may want to slightly close the eyes and just listen to the rhythm of your breath. You may also like to conduct a beautiful body scan of the body, so drawing the breath and the intention in through the bases of the feet. And just letting your mind send the breath to where there's parts of your body that require a little bit more healing, perhaps a little bit more support from your yogic breath, from your sankalpa and your intention. So just allowing yourself to melt into this space. And you can be here for as long as you need. And if you need to take a longer Shavasana, then I implore you to do so, but just slowly, if you're ready to come back, just to slowly start to engage with the exterior joints of the body. So wiggling the hands and the toes, maybe bringing the arms up over the head, allowing yourself to just awaken with this beautiful space that you've created for yourself. So however it is that you want to transition, allow your body to be the guide. So coming into these beautiful, I'm just doing a beautiful flow for my body. My body feels like it needs to just slither and become slowly awakened. And that's it, but just being very mindful. So we don't want to attack the transition, we want to maintain this focal point of internal drishti. When you're ready, you may like to rock out via the right hand side, just so the heart is leading your transition. And getting ready to now return to your seat. This beautiful place that we've started the practice in, and I implore you to just now spend some time with the breath. And let's just bow the hands into prayer pose and just return your mind's eye to that beautiful intention that you established for yourself at the beginning of practice. So for protection, for grounding, for abundance, to honour the connection I have with Spirit. And as I close the practice, we're closing the practice with a chant of Om. You're welcome to join me. So on the next inhalation, just allow the resonance of that beautiful vibration to connect you back to your body, to your practice. So thank you, ladies and yogis, for allowing me to guide you from this magnificent place like Atitilan in the ancient Mayan lands of Guatemala. So I wish you a magical and beautiful day. So namaste to you from across the skies.